While traveling in the Middle East today, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo insisted the U.S. is not abandoning the fight against ISIS, even as plans to pull troops out of Syria move forward. The U.S. aircraft carrier John Stennis returned to the Persian Gulf last month to support those troops. Our Charlie D'Agata was on board and found there is no slowing down this mission.
Even as we landed aboard the flight deck of the USS John C. Stennis, we could hear the roar of fighter jets taking off. The Stennis looks every inch of its 4.5 acres a warship at war. F-18 fighters launching airstrikes from Taliban targets in Afghanistan to ISIS positions in Iraq and Syria. Despite President Trump's declaration of victory and talk of a troop drawdown of all 2,000 U.S. forces in Syria.
We have won against ISIS. We've beaten them, and we've beaten them badly. We've taken back the land, and now it's time for our troops to come back home.
But the group commander told us there's been no let-up from here.
It doesn't change our tactics at all, so we are given missions to do, and we fill those missions.
It continues at pace?
Well, the pace for us since we arrived has been pretty steady.
The Stennis is more like a floating city, with more than 5,000 sailors servicing 70 tactical aircraft, primarily providing cover for U.S. forces on the battlefield. Looks like now, and as long as there are American boots on the ground, there'll be U.S. air support overhead. The return of a U.S. carrier to the Persian Gulf is also seen as a show of force to nearby Iran, which deployed vessels in December to shadow the Stennis.
When you put that big chess piece down in a certain part of the world, it means you're serious.
You've got Iran, Yemen, Syria, Iraq, ISIS, Afghanistan.
Yes.
It's quite a full plate.
It is a full plate, yes. But that's why we're here.
That became apparent as we watched dozens of F-18s catapulted off the deck. Returning hours later to a dead stop, pilots describe as a controlled crash. And this is what it looks like down here in the engine room. And this is a system that has to work as many as 75 times a day and well into the night. And while the sailors here are more than capable of keeping up the pace, no one can be certain of what's on the horizon. Charlie D'Agata, CBS News, aboard the USS John C. Stennis in the Persian Gulf.